But the fight for a free Palestine goes on, no matter how long it takes. And look, as long as I have breath in my body, I'll always be speaking up for Palestine. I've been passionately following Palestine and their fight against oppression for many years, but the first time I wore the Palestine flag into the ring was for my professional debut back in 2023. I proudly wore it alongside the Irish flag on my fight shorts for the first time as a professional fighter, and I've worn it for every fight since as well. The motivation was simply showing my support. Even back then, a few years ago, Palestine were decades into being oppressed before the full extent of the genocide that's been going on since. So I just wanted to show my support, whatever support I possibly could. I'm not a big name fighter or anyone with a massive following or anything like that, but every little bit helps when it comes to showing solidarity with the people of Palestine. And it's even more important now than ever to do so. But there was criticism and a backlash from wearing the flag during my fights, which is ridiculous really. But it mainly came from those higher up, in charge of the events and how the things were run. In one particular fight I carried the flag out with me to the ring, as well as having it on my shorts. And several people in charge of proceedings had a few things to say once the fight was finished and during the aftermath, but that never concerned me. I've been trying to do what's right as a human being really. I've no concerns that wearing the flag could cost me any professional opportunities, simply because it's what's right to do. There's more important things in life than sport and work. There have been times when I've been warned before events about flags, but it's never stopped me from proudly going ahead with my support. Personally, any sponsors or people I work closely with within my professional boxing career, they have shared views of the support, which helps. But I know for a fact there are a few instances when myself and other pro fighters that I know have missed out on potential sponsorships or deals and any opportunities due to supporting Palestine. But the way I see it, if they don't have the decency to stand against oppression and genocide, then I would never really want to work with those types of people anyway. I think everyone has a responsibility to speak up about global issues as important as Palestine, not just athletes, but anyone involved in professional sport who has any sort of a platform. They should be using it for good and to stand up for something like Palestine as a bigger issue than sport or any other type of global issue. Palestine has changed me. For years and years of watching innocent Palestinians, and especially children, just getting blatantly slaughtered on the phone screen. It's just been too much. It shouldn't be like this. This is one of the worst atrocities in human history. Carried out meticulously by Israel with the backing of countries like the US and UK, who we've always been told are supposed to be the allies, the good guys. But the last few years have proved that the world is currently just run by pure evil, pure greed. There's a sickening amount of propaganda that's been churned out to the masses too, and just brainwashing many people that should know better. And look, I can't even say it's gone too far now or it must end, because it's too far past that now. What's been allowed to take place in Palestine is it's a complete disgrace, and it's a stain on humanity. But as an Irishman, I know that oppression breeds resistance, and Palestine will never go away. Even after the disgusting acts of evil Israel's been allowed to get away with for decades, I think in decades to come, when the world looks back at the massacres and the horrors that Palestinians had to endure, I'll never forget who else stood on the right side of history with myself, and on the other side, the true cowards and who the oppressors were. But the fight for a free Palestine goes on, no matter how long it takes. And look, as long as I have breath in my body, I'll always be speaking up for Palestine.